Let's analyze what the stock market did today, Wednesday, February 16, 2022. This is a daily chart of the S&P 500. It is still stuck in this red zone, very strong resistance. It is trading above the 5, 20, and 200-day moving average. Try to trade above the declining 10-day moving average, and it failed. It is trading now in a very tight range. The range I am considering or that I want to play is between 44.90 and 44.30. Pushes above that level tomorrow, and I will consider buying long. Matter of fact, I'll be looking for an entry to go long. If for some reason we dip below 44.30, I will consider selling short. Anything in between here, I'm doing nothing. I'm watching it very closely. If tomorrow we gap up, will make my entry more tricky, and it will be difficult to anticipate the gap if in fact it happens. My stop loss I can either use tomorrow's low as my stop loss or somewhere down here. It really depends on the gap and my entry point. I like this setup and I like this very tight range, 44.30 and 44.90. The Nasdaq 100, same as the S&P 500, it is now trading in a much narrower range. This one range I'm looking at is between 14,400 and 14,700. That's a range of 300 points. In reality, this one, if it pushes above today's high, I will consider going long. That's if I want to be aggressive. If I want to be a little more conservative, then I'll wait until it trades about 14,700. Drops below this important level, which has been many times in the last 2 to 3 weeks, 14,400, dips below that, and I will consider selling short. I'll be watching it very closely tomorrow. These are the levels that I will be watching very closely. If we gap higher, we'll be looking for an entry early in the morning, or I'll probably wait until the end of the day. It really depends on the real time price patterns and will depend on where I put my stop loss. Dow Jones Industrial Average, this one had a mild sell off during the day, was able to bounce back, and it is still trading above the 20 and the 5-day moving average, but still below major uh, moving averages. So major resistance, I should say. This zone right here, very strong resistance. If it's able to trade above the 10-day moving average, the red line, then the next big resistance will be these moving averages. If, however, I think if we consolidate around this area, it can easily push above the level without a problem. But that's just my guess. We'll play session by session. Let's take a look at the at the Philly Semiconductor Index. This one, oh, for the record, I'm still long. My stop loss is below yesterday's low, below the 200-day moving average. It's basically has to go or drop below very strong risk support levels of these moving averages and these pivot points before I get stopped out. This one is looking good. Was able to bounce off the 10 and the 5-day moving average. It still didn't even come close to yesterday's low. So this one is looking good. Next resistance, big resistance, will be 3,600. Right above that is a 100-day moving average. So this zone will be very strong resistance. Pushes above that, I will consider adding to my position. If, however, I see it's getting stuck and is reversing, gets rejected around that area, then I might consider booking my profits. But for now, it's looking good. Now, small caps, Russell 2000 IWM ETF. This one still looks strong. It's trading above these moving averages. And now looks like the 20-day moving average is showing some signs that it's wants to point higher. Has been, relatively speaking, stronger than the other indices. And today was no exception. It made a new high, not a new high, higher than the previous day. So that was very positive. Has very strong resistance around 209 and 210. Right above that is a declining 50-day moving average. So expect lots of resistance up here. If it gets up here in the next few sessions, for support, definitely around 200 and 199. That will be very strong support. This below that, and it will begin to look ugly again. Um, take it session by session. See what happens tomorrow. Kind of excited. Thanks for stopping by, and good luck trading tomorrow.